Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going to tackle a really weird paradox that's happening right now. How is it possible that a tiny 10-person startup can actually outmaneuver and outcompete a massive tech giant? Well, the answer lies in a whole new strategy, one that's basically rewriting the rules of business for the age of AI. And everything we're about to talk about, it really all starts right here, with this one moment of just intense human risk. The whole idea for this explainer came from an engineer who used to build robots for bomb squads. And seeing that life-or-death pressure up close, well, it changed absolutely everything for him. You see, the point of building that robot, it wasn't to create some flashy new product or get a cool case study. No way. The goal was to use technology to create massive leverage, to literally take a dangerous, high-stakes job off a human's plate so they could go home safe. And that one simple idea, that's the key to everything we're going to break down. Okay, let's jump into it. We're seeing this strange thing happen in the business world right now. On the one hand, you've got these giants, and they look like they're stumbling. But on the other, a totally new kind of army is on the rise. I mean, you see it all over the headlines, right? Big tech is shedding jobs, bogged down by these huge old-school cost centers. But at the exact same time, you've got these tiny, scrappy 10-person teams, these giant killers, popping up and hitting insane revenue numbers. In some cases, they're just completely annihilating the competition. So what on earth is going on? How is that even possible? Well, the answer is just one word: leverage. Think of it like a new law of business physics. It's the secret weapon that lets a really small input, like a small team, create a massive, massive output. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter on a scale that just wasn't possible before. And that brings us right to the heart of this whole thing, the tiny giant strategy. This is where we get to see exactly how these small teams are pulling off this incredible leverage. And quick spoiler alert, it has everything to do with AI. So here's the really bold claim at the center of all this. A small, focused team today can actually generate the same output as a team 10 times its size from just a few years ago. Now let that sink in. This is not a small improvement. This is a fundamental shift in the entire math of how a business works. Let's just put some numbers on this to make it real. So you start with your input, a lean, fast, focused team of 10 people. And now look at their output. With the right strategy in place, that same team of 10 is producing the work of 100 people. That is the 10x multiplier that changes the entire game. But, and this is a huge but, how do you actually get there? This is such a critical point. If you just sort of sprinkle some AI tools on top of your old way of doing things, sure, you'll get a little bump, maybe 5–15%. But the massive gains, the 3x, 5x, 10x gains, those require you to completely rebuild your entire process from the ground up with AI at the core. So you're probably asking, okay, how do I do that rebuild? Well, let's get practical. Let's move into the actual framework. This isn't just theory. This is a real, actionable playbook. And this playbook really breaks down into 3 core steps. First up, the leverage litmus test for anyone you hire. Second, you have to build systems that are AI native, not just AI bolted on. And third, you have to embrace something called the gale of creative destruction. Okay, step 1 is all about being absolutely ruthless with who you bring onto your team. For every single person you think about hiring, you have to ask one question. Does this person act as a force multiplier? Do they unlock at least 8 times their cost in value, or maybe more importantly, in time for the core team? If that answer is no, it's not a hire. It's just a cost. Your new most important metric should be leverage per employee. Anything else is just ego. All right, step 2 gets right to the heart of that rebuild we were talking about. The old way, the AI bolted way, is you take your current process and you just kind of tack on an AI tool. The new way, the AI native way, flips that whole thing on its head. You start with the question, how can an AI do this entire task? And only then do you design the human part of the workflow around it. And I mean, just look at the difference in the results. It's not even close. And finally, step 3. It's about embracing what economists call creative destruction. And you have to think about it this way. These small AI-native teams, they're like sharks circling a giant whale. They can build, test, and launch new ideas in the amount of time it takes a big legacy company just to schedule the first meeting about it. This kind of speed isn't just a nice little advantage anymore. It's a legitimate existential threat. Okay, so we've gone over the high-level strategy. Now, let's get super tactical. This next part is all about giving you a tangible, secret weapon that you can literally start using today to apply these ideas. Let's be honest, most people are using AI in a pretty low-leverage way. They're asking for simple things like, hey, write a report. But here's the thing. To get a 10x output from AI, you've got to give it a 10x input. And here is exactly how you create that high-leverage input. This is what's called an executive briefing meta-prompt. Just look at how structured this is. You're giving the AI a specific role, you're giving it context, constraints, a format, even a tone of voice. You're basically turning it from this generic know-it-all tool into a specialist, a seasoned senior strategy consultant. The source author put it really bluntly, just steal this prompt. Seriously, this isn't just some clever little trick. It is a massive time saver that produces incredibly high-quality strategic thinking. This is what using AI for high leverage actually looks like in the real world. So, let's pull all these threads together. You've got the mindset, you've got the playbook, you've got the tools, and all of it points to one final, really powerful takeaway about the new world we're all working in. This right here, this is the new law of business physics. In a world where tiny, leveraged teams can genuinely outcompete massive corporations, being efficient isn't just a nice to have. It's not just one of many strategies you can pick from. It is the only strategy that truly matters for survival and for growth. And so that really leaves us with one final challenging question for you to take away. As you think about your own job, your own team, your company, where's the first place, the single biggest opportunity you have right now to apply this kind of 10x leverage thinking this week? Your move.